They always called me the cheap one in the family. But what they didn't know was that I already held the keys to a $5.2 million mansion, tucked safely in my purse. If you've ever been underestimated by your own family, stay with me. This story is about to hit hard. And if you believe silence is the sweetest revenge, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It was last Sunday. We were all gathered in the living room. My parents, my older brother Adam, and his fiancée Jessica. Fake smiles stretched across their faces, but the tension in the air could cut like a knife. Adam, the golden child, the one they called their star, had always been the favorite, the successful one, the one who deserved everything. And then there was me, Sylvia, the failure. I hadn't become a doctor. I left college early. I wasn't living the life they envisioned. Mom glanced at me with her usual faux concern. So you're still renting a small apartment, right? You really should take notes from your brother. Jessica flipped her perfect blonde hair and giggled. Oh yes. Adam's nearly finalized that dream house deal. $5 million. Super exclusive. Only people who've really made it get in there. Adam smirked. You should aim lower first, Sylvia. Maybe a tiny condo. Don't embarrass yourself going too big. Their words weren't gentle. They were sharpened with humiliation. For years they mocked my work online, telling me I'd never be stable, never be rich, never match Adam's success. I stayed quiet, but inside I was burning. Dad poured himself a drink. Honestly, we're proud you're trying to survive. But you'll never reach Adam's level. Some people are born to win. Some people to follow. My chest tightened. They had no idea what I was capable of. They didn't care enough to ask what I actually did. Their assumptions were enough. Jessica snickered again. Maybe one day you'll get lucky and a boyfriend will buy you a house. Laughter echoed around the room, but my phone buzzed quietly in my pocket. A message from my realtor. Congratulations, Sylvia. The final wire is confirmed. Keys will be ready today. My fingers clenched around the glossy folder in my purse. A $5.2 million house, fully paid, completely mine. I lifted my gaze, a calm, deliberate smile forming. Actually, I said, my voice steady but filled with power, I already bought a house. The room froze. Adam frowned. Wait, what did you say? I leaned forward, placing my purse on the table, ready to reveal the documents that would shake their world. Jessica laughed nervously, trying to defuse the tension. Oh, come on, Sylvia. Don't tell me you bought another one of those tiny rental units you call a business. I didn't flinch. I just smiled, the kind of smile that makes people uneasy, unsure if it's a bluff or the moment before a bomb drops. Mom crossed her arms. Sylvia, honey, we're not judging. We just want you to be realistic. You can't compare yourself to Adam. He's dealing with real money, real investors. You just sit on your laptop all day. Adam sipped his drink smugly. Exactly. Some things are just out of your league. No offense, it's reality. Reality? They had no clue what my reality looked like. 2 years ago I was broke. My car repossessed. Dinner was ramen. Nights spent crying because everyone, including them, said I'd never make it. But I didn't quit. I built an e-commerce business from scratch. No one knew. Not even my friends. I worked nights, slept on the floor, learned marketing from free YouTube tutorials. Every penny I earned went back into growing the business. That laptop job they mocked? It now brought in 7 figures a year. But I didn't tell them yet. Not until the moment was right. I looked Adam in the eyes and spoke softly. You're right. I can't compare myself to you. He smiled, smug and self-satisfied. Exactly. You're doing fine in your own way. But he had no idea. I had already won. I cut him off mid-sentence. I didn't. I bought a house bigger than yours. The room went completely still. Mom froze, her glass paused halfway to her lips. Dad inhaled sharply and then stopped like he'd forgotten how to breathe. Jessica blinked repeatedly, as if English had suddenly abandoned her. Adam gave a nervous chuckle. Yeah, sure. Bigger than mine. Where? On the moon. I just shrugged. You'll see soon enough. Before anyone could respond, my phone buzzed again. I tilted it toward them so everyone could see the screen. Your Bentley has arrived at the new address. Keys are in the glove compartment. Jessica gasped. Adam's jaw practically hit the floor. Mom's expression, though, changed, not shock but irritation. She slammed her glass onto the table. Enough of this, Sylvia. Stop embarrassing yourself in front of your brother. He's closing his house deal this Friday. It hit me then. She wasn't surprised. She was angry because deep down, she couldn't bear the idea that her so-called failure of a daughter had actually succeeded. My family didn't want me to thrive, they wanted me dependent. But I was done with their manipulations. I smiled, stood tall and said, "Fine. Why don't you all come with me tomorrow? I'll show you my tiny rental unit." Jessica rolled her eyes. "Sure, why not? This should be entertaining." Adam grinned awkwardly. "Yeah, little sis. Let's see your mansion. Just don't cry when we find out it's fake." I walked toward the door, heart racing, not from fear but from satisfaction. Tomorrow they'd finally witness the truth. The next morning felt charged, electric. This wasn't a casual family visit. This was Judgment Day. Mom texted first, "We're on our way. Don't be late." I stepped out of what appeared to be a modest apartment, but really it was the front of my penthouse. My chauffeur opened the car door, and I slid into the back of my sleek black Bentley, the same car they'd seen in my message the night before. As we drove toward the gated estate, I could feel the thrill building. Every mile brought me closer to their stunned faces. When we arrived, I was the first out of the car. The house loomed like a monument to triumph. Towering glass walls, sunlight reflecting off every surface, a curved driveway flanked by imported palms. This wasn't just a house, it was a declaration. Minutes later, Adam's car rolled up, Jessica snapping selfies beside him. Mom and Dad followed behind. Jessica stepped out first, squinting at the mansion. "Whose house is this? I thought we were coming to see yours." I smiled calmly. "We are." Mom frowned, looking from the gate to the security camera scanning their car. "Sylvia, this is enough. You don't need to pretend anymore." Adam laughed. "Yeah, come on. Show us your real place before the actual owner kicks you out." Then the gate slid open automatically. A uniformed guard greeted me. "Morning, Miss Sylvia. Welcome home." Their faces froze. Jessica's mouth fell open. Adam's eyes flickered between me and the guard like his brain had short-circuited. "Wait," Adam stammered. "You actually live here?" "Yes," I said slowly, relishing the disbelief in his voice. "I bought it last week. Paid in full." Mom clutched her chest. "You paid in full?" I nodded. 5.2 million. No mortgage. Dad staggered a step back, staring at the house like it was mocking him. "Sylvia, how is this even possible? You don't have a real job." The words hit like a slap. After years of late nights, handling suppliers, negotiating with investors, and building something from scratch, they still didn't see my work as legitimate. I didn't reply. I simply stepped onto the marble stairs, pressed my fingerprint to the scanner, and the door clicked open. "Come in." Inside, the floors gleamed like polished glass. Chandeliers sparkled above like crowns. Certificates from Forbes and Entrepreneur adorned the walls, a quiet testimony to my relentless grind. Jessica whispered, "Is this real?" Adam's voice cracked. What do you even do?" I turned slowly, letting every word land. "Remember when you mocked my online store? That stupid little shop now ships to 42 countries. This year we did 12 million in sales." Silence. I let it hang there, a quiet storm breaking over their shattered pride. Mom's lips quivered. "Sylvia, why didn't you tell us?" I kept my voice low but firm. "Because you only ever listen when money is involved." I glanced at Adam, the brother who spent years calling me a failure. "You spent all that time trying to outshine me," I said, my words measured. "But the truth is you never really saw me. You only ever looked down on me." His jaw tightened. His gaze dropped. For a moment I thought the satisfaction of victory was mine. Then Jessica's words cut through the air, twisting my stomach. "Wait, are you saying you bought this property from Everly Estates?" I frowned. "Yes, why?" Her eyes darted toward Adam, panicked. "Because that's the same developer your brother just signed with. And there's been a problem with the deeds." My heart skipped. "What problem?" Adam's face went pale. "Sylvia, you might have bought my house." Time froze. Laughter, pride, revenge. All of it suspended in the room. I blinked, processing. "My house." Adam swallowed hard. I signed with Everly Estates 2 weeks ago. For the exact same property. My realtor said it was under my name. Jessica stepped forward, phone in hand. There must have been a double listing or something. There's no way you both bought it. Mom gasped. Oh my God, what's happening? I stayed calm, unnaturally calm. I opened my phone, navigated to my email, and displayed the contract. Here, I said, holding it up. Purchase finalized yesterday. In my name. Dad snatched the phone, squinting. His face drained of color. Adam's eyes widened. This can't be real. The realtor confirmed. Yes, she paid in full. I cut Adam off gently. You put down a deposit? I paid everything. Jessica opened her mouth, but no words came out. I let the silence stretch, letting the truth sink in. You were bragging about buying this house, I said quietly. But while you were showing off a down payment, I closed the deal. Mom pressed her hands to her face. The house, the one your father and I dreamed about, it's yours now. Adam's face twisted in fury. You stole my dream, Sylvia. I smiled softly. No, Adam. I earned it. While you mocked me, I quietly worked. I built this without anyone noticing. He looked around the grand living room, the marble staircase, the chandelier, the symbols of success he thought defined him, all now under my name. Jessica muttered, disbelief trembling in her voice. This can't be real. It is real, I said. And don't worry. You can visit sometime. Maybe bring a housewarming gift. Mom's eyes shimmered with regret and awe. Sylvia, we were wrong about you. I nodded. You didn't believe in me when I had nothing. You laughed at my dreams, ignored my effort, told me I'd never be like Adam. You were right about one thing, I'm not like him. I'm better. Silence settled over the mansion, broken only by the hum of the air conditioning, a quiet testament to karma. Adam clenched his fists, pride unraveling. You think you've won? I looked around at the sunlight streaming through glass walls, the polished floors, the symbol of every tear-filled night I'd worked alone. No, Adam, I said softly. I didn't win. I just stopped playing your game. I built my own. They had no reply. They turned to leave, the same way they had abandoned me years ago. Jessica whispered bitterly to Adam, but I didn't care. I stepped onto the balcony, feeling the wind against my face for the first time in years. Light. Freedom. No more proving myself, no more seeking validation, just peace. I opened my business app. Overnight sales had added another $180,000. My reflection shimmered in the glass behind me. The girl they once mocked, now owning everything they ever wanted. And that was the sweetest victory of all.